welcome to Ireland!
That's right, we are in the birthplace of the phrase Life of Reilly.
We're in County Kerry for my cousin's wedding, which we can watch a bit of in this video wherever it's going to pop up. But while we're out here, we thought you'd also like to watch a travel guide.
That's right, we're going to show you all around the south coast of Ireland.
Let's do it! Where's everyone gone? Okay, we're doing it. The southwest of Ireland has everything you imagined the Emerald Isle to have. Castles, colourful towns, and a coastline that's the envy of the world. It's split in two with the counties of Cork and Kerry. We're going to cover this area in our videos. Hopefully we'll get to go to every county over the next few years for you. Let's start in Ireland's second city. Cork is around 3 hours drive from Dublin. We arrived by boat and travelled with Irish ferries on their Pembroke to Rosslare route. That meant we could bring as much luggage as we wanted, which is always important for a wedding, and being prepared for any weather in Ireland. Cork was around 2 hours from the port. On our first day of exploring, we had to start with one of the biggest tourist stops in Ireland, Blarney Castle. It's home to a stone which, it's believed, gives all who kiss it the gift of the gab. The only problem is that it's 85 feet up at the top. Luckily, you don't have to dangle your friend by their legs anymore. It's quite fun getting up there, and there's loads to see. You do need to be happy going up spiral staircases and a bit of heights. Jude is 4, and he was fine getting up. We had a very tight hold of him at the top, though.
Very high.
It's actually a bit more of a thrill to kiss the stone than you might think, as you have to lower yourself right down to get to the right height.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Is it worth it though?
Oh yeah.
Then it was my turn to receive the gift of the gab. There we go, I can feel it already. I'm a changed man. Yep, my jokes have got infinitely better already, don't you think? I heard that. Dylan got the job done, and now he won't shut up. Luckily, Sam and Jude chickened out, as it looked quite far down for them to reach. And can you imagine how loud our house would be if all 5 of us had the gift of the gab?
Do you have superpowers?
I got superpowers now.
If you don't think you'll get to the top, don't worry. The secret about Blarney Castle is that there's much more than just getting stoned.
Let's go!
The grounds are actually just as memorable. First off, you don't have to fall from the stone to die. There's a poison garden with hundreds of plants that will get the job done in that way. Yep, in here you'll find wolfsbane, hemlock, Japanese holly, and much more. Don't worry, the rest of the 60 acres of gardens and woodlands are absolutely safe for everyone to explore. And it's Ireland. You can be sure there are a few tales to be told in them.
Where's the witch's stone? Found the witch's stone!
Do you know the witch's stone we saw? She
likes-
comes alive at night, she lights a fire in her little chimney right here.
And every morning, it's always hot.
Ah! Ah! I'm a bad mother. I'm sorry.
Do you want a cuddle from Daddy? Daddy will give you a cuddle. Oh, don't worry.
These are the wishing sets. If you walk down and back up with your eyes closed, and some suggest backwards, and only think about your wish the whole time, your wish will come true. So I'm gonna go do that.
Dylan just did it.
Ah, well done.
Oh dear. Oh,
Here
Jude's
comes
coming
Jude.
up.
Jude's doing it. Jude's wish is coming true.
What did you wish for, Jude?
A stone.
Wow, I hope you get it.
That's a good wish. You might get it. Make sure you leave plenty of time for the whole day to explore. Don't just come for the Blarney Stone. There's grounds and witches' caves and witches' stones and fairy gardens and shops and all sorts, so you want plenty of time to do it all.
The next place to visit is Cork City, which I've already told you is Ireland's second city. And this comes through with everything it offers. It has Michelin-star restaurants, galleries, theatres, and even an opera house. There's history around every corner. The covered English market has been here since 1788. It's got top quality meats, fruit and vegetables, which you'll find on your plate in many of the restaurants in the city. There are also scores of stalls for a peckish traveller, and aren't we all peckish while exploring? There are artisan breads, chutneys, and so much more. You don't even have to buy anything. It's just fun to walk around and take in the sights and smells that have been here for more than 200 years. Another landmark that's just a bit older is St Anne's Church and its famous Shandon bells overlooking the city. It's a real symbol of Cork, so you'll see images of this everywhere, even on the milk you buy. The tower is known as the Four-Faced Lyre. The reason? Because each clock face tells a different time. I guess it's been used as a perfect excuse to be late for something in the city for many years. This area is also known as the Historic Quarter, where you can also find the Cathedral, Skiddy's Almshouse, and the Butter Museum. It was closed when we went, which is a shame, as I wanted to churn out a few butter jokes, but I'll guess I'll have to spread them out over the rest of the video. See, I really do have the gift of the gab now, right? Or are they just dad jokes? It's a cultural hub with art, craft and dance studios up here. Cork is a very walkable city. Yes, there are a few hills, but there's no real need to get buses and taxis from one place to the next. But if you're looking for something to do away from the city streets, you can go to the jail. The audio tour will bring this 19th century prison to life. You're guaranteed a good tale wherever you go in Ireland, but the stories of the people who lived and died here will captivate the whole family. If you get out of jail alive, I'm sure you'll be ready for a good meal. Remember, in Ireland, pubs are mainly for drinking. Don't expect gastropubs like in the UK, where you'll have a big menu. You'll have to go old school here and eat at a restaurant first, and then go to the pub. In Cork City, there are loads of great restaurants, but they all feel quite expensive when you're just looking for something quick and easy for a big family. There's lots of fast food, but we wanted to sit down and have that in-between experience. We ended up finding Cafe 115 on Oliver Plunkett Street. It was well priced and had some great pulled pork and pasta. Some of the big pubs in the big cities in Ireland do have good food, but go with the mindset of potentially eating separately. Why do we keep on talking about having to go to the pub? Well, this is because this is the place where you'll really feel you're in Ireland. Don't worry, kids are allowed in the pubs until a certain time, so you'll all get to experience the Irish crack. Crack is having a good time, by the way. This is not that kind of vlog, guys. This is Clancy's on Princes Street, and it had live music and dancing early on for the kids to enjoy. Lots of memories were made for the whole family this evening.
And I be true to my love is true to me. Sister, oh sister, will you let me hide? Oh, balance me. I never
Nearly every bar in the big towns and cities will offer live music, so just check out what time and day the one nearest to you is getting started. If you're looking for some traditional, wholesome family fun, head to Fota Wildlife Park. It's the only place in Ireland you'll see free-roaming wild animals, including lions, tigers, rhinos and giraffes. It's set over 100 acres, so you could easily spend the whole day here. Just 10 minutes away is a historic harbour which has links to millions of people in the USA. Park for free in the Cathedral car park and take in the second largest natural harbour in the world from high. Walk down the steep and colourful streets to step back in time. This is the town of Cobh, and actually when you look on the map it's actually spelled C-O-B-H, which is crazy, it's the Gaelic word of it. Now this place was actually called Queenstown for many years after Queen Victoria came here in 1849 and renamed it. It turned back to Cobh again though after the Irish War of Independence. Now many Irish people would have left here and emigrated to the United States for a better life, millions of people, but there's one boat which is even more famous for what happened when it was the last port of call, when it sailed from here. Yes, this was the last place people boarded the Titanic on its doomed sailing across the Atlantic. The ship was too big to come right up to this pier, so passengers waited for a smaller boat to take them from here to the luxury liner. There's a Titanic experience in the old White Star Line office, which we did. You all get given a ticket of one of the 123 passengers who boarded from Cobh on the 11th of April 1912.
So today, he's Eugene Daly, he's 29 and 30 past.
Wow, he's looking good for his age.
A musician, he played the Illo pipes. You're going to hear more about Eugene on the
Oh, you're a musician.
Thank you very much, guys.
They've recreated the first class and lower class cabins and explained the opulence of the ship, even in steerage.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to have a gander at how the other half lives.
After the interactive experience, you go into the museum, which has loads more information on the Titanic. You'll also learn all about the people who sailed from Cobh that day. And most importantly, if your passenger survived.
I lived, I survived!
Thomas Miles died. I'm the only one out of everyone that died. A short walk away is the old Victorian railway station, which has been turned into a heritage centre. More than 3 million people emigrated from this port to start a new life in the USA. The first of them was Annie Moore, who left here and became the first person to be processed on Ellis Island. There's a statue to her outside. Check out the film Brooklyn, which brings the Irish immigration story to life, and it mentions Cobh a few times. Back in the town centre is another landmark with an American connection. John F. Kennedy Park was named after the former president who visited Cork in 1963, shortly before his death. It has a bandstand, playground, and most importantly, ice cream for the kids and coffee for the adults. It was a lovely place to chill, especially when you see the big ships roll past. It's a real reminder of what life was like in this town not so long ago. If you're still looking for something to do, you can jump on a boat to Spike Island. It's been a fort and a prison over the last 400 years. Find out all about its history in a free guided tour. Just make sure you don't miss the last ferry back to Cobh. Our last must-see place in Cork is Kinsale. It really is one of the most colourful towns on the planet. Everywhere you look, you'll see bright colours and interesting pieces of art. Even the adverts look cool, especially when you ask everyone to walk past with attitude. I found that with this kind of vibe in a place, you can expect an eclectic population. And that means artists, hipsters and eccentrics, which usually equals great food. And I'm not wrong, Kinsale is a foodie heaven, where you can find award-winning seafood, ambitious restaurateurs, and Michelin-starred eateries. Hopefully you can make the most of this. But we were travelling as a family of 5 on a budget, so had a fun milkshake and ice cream at the milk market, and cheese and pickle sandwiches we'd made earlier. Do better than us, please. We all just really enjoyed walking around the town, looking at the unique shops and vintage items on sale. If you're looking for something else to do, you could do the half-hour hike to Charles Fort, or drive there. Another great option nearby is having your first taste of the wild Atlantic Way at the old head of Kinsale Cliffs. This is the start or finish line of the famous coastal road, which stretches 1,500 miles from here in Cork to Donegal. It's also home to the Lusitania Museum and Memorial. We'll see more of the wild Atlantic Way in County Kerry, which is our next video.